would say we were good together. I would say we had fun.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform. If you're new, please consider subscribing and joining the family. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today's video, guys, is going to be on very expensive fragrances from extremely luxury brands that unfortunately when I received reminded me of some fragrances that I'd already smelled on the market. Now, when it comes to dupes, guys, there is sort of like an unspoken consensus that dupes should come from dupe houses that are in your face and they should be dirt cheap. But what happens when you buy a fragrance and it's a pretty big stretch on your pocket and it just reminds you of something? Do we call it a dupe? Do we call it an inspiration? Or do we say, well, this house did it better because they use better ingredients? Number one on this lineup, guys, is going to be Burlington 1819 from the house of Roja Dove. Burlington is one fragrance that I like, but when I sprayed it for the first time, guys, this fragrance immediately, without a doubt, I didn't need to spray it thrice, reminded me of Bouvari Tiger. And what I did, I went straight to my phone to check which was first between Burlington 1819 by Roja Dove and Bouvari Tiger. And I realized this is a 2020 composition unless it was remade, while Tiger is a 2016 composition. And these fragrances are super identical. Where they sort of differ is in the use of that cumin. Mr. Dove went to town with a cumin here, but that Tiger fresh aquatic spicy DNA still rises to the surface. So this is the first one, guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know. This was not a cheap fragrance. Even Tiger is not a cheap fragrance. I have a fragrance that I came with here, I'd say a week or two ago, and this fragrance was a blind buy to me. What I had was a decant of high G scent of Mosque Seta, right? And I love that decant. I think you can still get it of high G scent, that Mosque Seta. Now, I was waiting to see if I can get Mosque Seta, and I couldn't get that Seta. And I said, I'm just going to bet on the votes that I find online of, you know, how many say which fragrance is closest to that Seta, and I'm gonna buy that. This fragrance, guys, is called Just Before from the House of Oud. Unless you get the fragrances off discounters, the House of Oud is not cheap if you go directly on their website, unless of course you get some fragrances off discounters. And this is almost identical to Mosque Seta. I really do not need to continue searching, you know, for that fragrance anymore. This is a warm, spicy, embery scent, you know, with that benzoin wrap up, and it pushes to the surface that vanilla. If you love your fragrances highlighting the vanilla on an amber base, you're definitely gonna love this. And I am not looking for that Mosque Seta anymore because this just fulfilled it. In fact, let me just see when this one was created versus Seta, right? So Just Before is a 2018 composition, while Seta, and the Seta I'm talking about is this one. Let me just show you, give me a close up on it. Okay, that's the Seta I am talking about. I don't know, yeah, that is the Seta. This Seta is also 2018. So now this is going to be dependent on, I don't know. So this is just going to be something I drop there because it seems like both are 2018 compositions. But I can certainly assure you that if you were looking for that Seta DNA, you really don't need to look any further if you can't find it, but rather to just buy yourself Just Before, which is this one from the House of Guys. Granted, most of the fragrances I'm going to show you here have the most polished ingredients, flawless ingredients to the nose. You will not get screechiness. So I do understand that some of these brands will give us the same DNA fine-tuned. But of course, it is that debate on whether we call those particular fragrances that remind us of something that we've smelled multiple times on the market dupes or not. Or perhaps a dupe should be a fragrance that you're able to buy over and over again in multiples, because Perhaps it should be under 20 or it should be under 30. I don't know, guys. This dude, I'm just thinking like, I'm just going crazy at this point in time. Okay, so I added Milano to my collection and it smells like Herba Pura, right? Now, Herba Pura is not a DNA I've had within my collection, right? Herba Pura in itself, I have smelled in store, okay? And guys, if you're looking for a flowy presentation of that Herba Pura, get yourself Milano. I'm not judging it against Milano because I don't have Herba Pura in itself, but I have smelled that fragrance multiple times, Dupes multiple times, and I can tell you guys that this is also one of those that just slap in the face reminded me of Herba Pura, right? And Herba Pura is a fragrance that is composed of a lot of fruits there, okay? It's a very fruity, sort of fruit cocktail-y like. So let's see who was first at the DNA. So Fragrance du Bois, let's see. Sweet Fruity Leather, okay, Milano is a 2020 composition, and Herba Pura is a 2019 composition. All right, so it's pretty close. You know, the release of the two DNAs is pretty close. I didn't bother to check the perfumers behind because sometimes when this happens, it would be the same nose. Okay, on Herba Pura, it says Laura Standarda. Let's see who did the Fragrance du Bois one so that we know whether it's just the same nose coincidentally or is two different perfumers. Shadi Samra. Okay, Shadi Samra is the nose behind this. So there's two completely different perfumers, but this Milano DNA, guys, smells very similar to that Herba Pura, and something in this immediately reminded me of my Swiss Arabian Shahav, the red one. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Kind of vibe like this, almost identically. Okay, saffron orange is what you expect from this, and then the mixed fruits and that leather. So yeah, this smells a lot like Herba Pura. So it's going to again depend on whether you want to line up your Fragrance du Bois or you just love, you know, the surge of DNA. Now, before I go to the next fragrance, guys, we have a sale as Macedon Perfumes in honor of Memorial Day. The sale is ongoing where you can pick up Proud Mary at $119 on our website or right here on YouTube, and you can pick up Numero 2 for $89. This sale makes the combo deal $189. So you get 120 mls and 100 mls at the same time if you choose the combo deal for $189. We have also introduced an introductory welcome discount of 10%. If you are new to our website, you do get a 10% off. So please do take advantage of those and get your nose on Proud Mary and Numero 2 creations by myself and Macedon Perfume. So let's move on to the next one. This is what I should have actually shown you from the beginning because this was the inspiration. Told you guys that I'm on a journey to explore mind games because they are also, you know, high ranking there in terms of the quality of their ingredients. This one is Blockade. I came with it here and I said, guys, I can't tell it apart from Creed Aventus. You know, I can't. And Creed Aventus in itself is a DNA that has been done multiple times. Understandably so, but to have something that vibes almost similar at a price at par or higher is almost crazy. So anyway, Blockade versus Creed, it's gonna be up to you which one you prefer. Now, Aqualis is one fragrance brand that I am also interested in exploring. The one I'm gonna, two. I have two that I want to try. Three. I have them in miniature size. I haven't just pulled the plug on the full bottle. Egoli, Cougar, and the new one, the pink one. Oh my god, that is majestic, that is beautiful. And I was saying to myself, I'm going to add one by one to my collection, save. I have a little booklet where I put money aside for fragrances. Fleur de Glace was the first disappointment from the house. I'm gonna try, and I think I've got a lot going on, but I don't have anything here. Huge disappointment, if you ask me, because to me, this smells very similar to Delina. I was like, wait, what? Let me see if there's any differences here. Okay, this is Aqualis, right? Aqualis, the brand. I'm going to show you the bottle. This smells to me like Delina. even exclusive, mixed, something like that. You really need to dig your nose deep to try and decipher differences. Okay, so Fleur de Grace. Let's see what others are saying. I've never actually Googled this fragrance because I've never had it in full size. It lists rose, pink pepper, citruses, lychee, musk. What are the comparisons? Yes, I'm right. Okay, well, there's not a lot, maybe because the brand is not that well known, but the very first comparison you're going to get there is Delina. Okay, so, and that's what I get from this fragrance. In as much as there's 3 volts, that's exactly what I get from this fragrance. So it's one that was unexpected. And oh, I said I was going to show you the Aqualis bottle. They have these pretty bottles, guys. Let me show you this. Let me put the light on for you guys to see. That's the Aqualis bottle there. Okay, and who would have thought that Fleur de Grace released in 2025 is going to be another take to Delina. The nose behind that is John Charles. Do we have a price here? Let's see, because I can tell you for sure the Aqualis fragrances are not cheap. Okay, so we have that. It's 195 euros right there, 195 euros. Anyway, to each his own. If at all there's anything to blame, I'm going to blame my nose. Perhaps for being fixated in some of these DNAs to an extent that now I'm smelling them everywhere. Now, here's an interesting one, Ursa. I love this fragrance. And if you know me, guys, you know I love Kilian. I love Kilian. I'm going to bring you a video on the Kilian fragrances. Kilian fragrances are not for everybody. Like a certain range, not all of them. The range that I collect is the one that has this staple softness about it, lotiony muskiness about it, and Kilian has got a fragrance called Straight to Heaven, which smells exactly like Ursa. You're not going to tell me anything about it. In fact, let me just check who did what first, whether Ursa was first or it's the Straight to Heaven that was first. Okay, so let's start with Tiziana Terenzi. Ursa 2015. Okay, so when did we get Straight to Heaven? Let me see the perfumer first. The perfumer is Paolo I'm holding a Terenzi. Okay, let's check the Kilian. Paolo Terenzi does most of these, the Tiziana Terenzi ones. Okay, Kilian 2007. So, hello. But I like this one more. And I just had to do this video, guys, to just show you that when it comes to fragrances, we borrow inspiration of each other because there's so much you can do with whatever DNA. So we borrow inspiration of each other, and to each his own, whether you like a dupe or you like the original. Just wear what you're wearing proudly. I pulled out my Love Don't Be Shy because of Oriana. Okay, I don't have Oriana at this minute, but I have small Oriana, and there are some similarities between Love Don't Be Shy and Oriana, differences being in those citruses. Oriana is more citrus forward, this is more candy forward. Let's see who did what first. Okay, Love Don't Be Shy. Why am I even leaving this page? Because I was already on the Kilian page. But this, again, having said so, is going to be more in line with a DNA being flipped over, where you're given another rendition of it. Okay, so this is Love Don't Be Shy. It is listed as a sweet white floral with the orange blossom, the marshmallow, the sugar. So this is a very candy forward scent. And Love Don't Be Shy is Khalees Becker's nose. Oh yeah, I like the fact that she is also making fragrances with essential perfumes. If you would like some of the creations from master perfumers but at an affordable price, look at essential perfumes. Khalees Becker has 1 or 2 in that line, and this one is a 2007 composition. Now I'm thinking Oriana is going to be the smeller like here. Okay, Oriana, yeah, it's 2021, created by, there's 2 perfumers here, Hamid Marathi Kashani and Natalie Lawson. Okay, so there's 2 perfumers behind Oriana, but Oriana is a 2021 composition. So I'm not gonna say Oriana is a 100% dupe by PDM, but it does feel very close, where, say for instance, they're no longer making Love Don't Be Shy anymore. I would say get yourself Oriana if you miss it that much. So that's it for that one. Anyway, the last one, guys, and then we close this topic. If you want me to do a part 2, I'm going to come back with a part 2. Is going to be from Fragrance Dupes. And what a coincidence to have 2 that remind me of something. I couldn't test these fragrances. I don't know whether they are simpler sets. Okay, let me spray this one on a blotter, but I know exactly, what it smells like. And the first time I sprayed it, I was like, this is so close to Oud Satin Mood by MFK. I'm not exactly upset with this. I find it subtle. I find it, I don't know, there's a chalky thingy that I get in Oud Satin Mood that I do not necessarily get in this, right? But it has that footprint where if you like Oud Satin Mood, or if you already have Oud Satin Mood, maybe you do not need Fragrance Dupes New York 5th Avenue, unless maybe you are just a collector and you want multiple bottles. It is nice. I do not regret it. It is nice. It is also befitting of the price, based on, what I get in terms of the quality there, but it does really remind me a lot of MFK's Oud Satin Mood. So yeah, that's going to be the last one, guys. Let us talk in the comment section. If you have more recommendations, you can drop them and then we can discuss further. Would these qualify as dupes? I would like to hear from you guys there in the comment section whether you think these are dupes or it's just a coincidence or the DNA was too good to pass and some of these perfumers had to hop on it as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. CeeChronicles is my name. Like and share this video. So remember to turn on post notifications so that you're notified anytime I upload a video. Stay safe, be blessed, love you as always, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.